Secretariat.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mike Arnold. We will now move forward to the keynote session. I will pass the word to the program chair, Mafalda Carmo. She will be presenting our keynote speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Raquel. Hi again. And I would really like to present you our keynote lecture, Professor Dr. Hava Vidergor. Dr. Hava Vidergor is a PhD and a senior lecturer of curricular and instruction in the graduate school of Gordon Academic College of Education in Israel. Received a MA in Education Leadership with distinction from University of Alabama in Birmingham. She's a PhD in Education from Haifa University in Israel, and her research is basically on learning in hybrid environments, curriculum planning and designs, innovative teaching and learning strategy, and gifted education. She has numerous papers presented widely in international conference, author of books, several books on applied practice for education and gifted enable learners, innovative teaching strategies and methods promoting lifelong learning in higher education, enhancing the gift of leadership, and so on. She basically focused on developing high order thinking and future thinking literacy. For today, she's going to talk about hybrid learning, Khan Academy promoting personalization, independent learning, and teacher-student relationship. She's going to tell us on the perceived of the using of Khan Academy for the learners, and from it's a very actual theme nowadays. Okay, right? I will pass the word to her. Thank you very much, Professor.
Thank you very much for the introduction, and thank you very much for inviting me. I will share my presentation. Okay, so as mentioned, we are going to talk about hybrid learning and specifically about Khan Academy and how students perceive learning via Khan Academy. So basically, I will first introduce Khan Academy and hybrid learning, just a brief definition and explanation, and then the purpose of our study, participants, research tools that we used, findings and discussion, and also conclusions and suggestions for future studies. So Khan Academy was founded by Salman Khan in 2008. And even though many years have passed, it is still innovative because many secondary school students and now even elementary school students, you can see by 60 million registered and 12 million users per month actually use this platform or website that has 5,000 instructional videos and explanations in a large number of disciplines like calculus, biology, physics, computer programming, world history, and even preparation for SAT exams. All these are accompanied by real-time data. Students know exactly what they did well, what they had difficulties with, and also teachers could be aware of that. We are going to talk about it later. So when we define hybrid learning, you can look at these two circles here. We can see that hybrid or blended learning is a combination of two things, face-to-face learning and online learning, but it has many different ways of practicing this specific type of learning. So Khan Academy can be used as a hybrid learning platform or in class for practice. When students come into the class, the teacher can assign them some videos or some explanations from the website, and they can do some group work or individual work using Khan Academy. But the Khan Academy platform can be also used as hybrid learning and also flipped learning, which will be addressed in this keynote or speech. And when we talk about flipped learning, just a brief explanation to be on the same level, flipped classroom is actually flipping learning when students do homework, so-called homework or assignments in class instead of doing them at home. It starts by preparing for class using short videos, or maybe the teacher could have a video of himself or herself explaining something that students can look at as many times as possible, as many times as they feel they need. And then they come to class. In class, they work on different problems, assignments, individually, in pairs or in groups, of course, with the teacher helping them. And then after school, after class, they use the computer to find out how they did, meaning they answer a kind of a short quiz, a test, or whatever they are assigned to have. And this shows them and the teacher how well they have grasped the material. So in Khan Academy, learning with the Khan Academy is about personalization, mastery, and engagement. And how is it done? Each subject is divided into learning units or chapters, and each unit has video explanations, illustrations, practice exercises, and even hints the students can get. And they also get feedback on how they did. And if they had difficulties in one area, they could ask for more practice exercises or some other video explanations. And they also can collect points and badges to make it a little more friendly for them so that they will be motivated to learn. So learning via Khan Academy, regarding the student is responsible for his or her own learning. It's about independent learning. And he watches the videos and he makes sure that he understands the topic or the content of the lesson. He has to solve the assigned problems or exercises, stop for elaborations if he or she needs elaborations, and use hints if they are actually needed, and look for additional exercises, or even if they are more advanced, they can progress fast and do other exercises that the rest of the class are not doing. Regarding the teacher knows exactly where the students are. He can go on the website, check on students, check on the type of videos and explanations they have used, see their progress, their time on the different tasks, the videos they watched, the hints and everything that they have done, and comment and suggest some other activities or help the students with their difficulties. So the purpose of our study was to examine students' perception how students perceived learning via Khan Academy. And our main question was, how do secondary students perceive the effectiveness of Khan in learning math? We chose math because this is the topic, the subject that they used in that specific school we investigated. So participants were 9th and 10th grade students from a secondary school that, of course, expressed willingness to cooperate, to participate in this study. They were selected based on the fact that they learned via Khan Academy. In the 9th grade group, they studied 5 out of 10 topics using Khan Academy. And in the other 10th grade group, they studied 10 out of 15 math topics. And this was, the first one was during one semester, the second was during the whole year. So as I mentioned earlier, they were from the same school. This was a scientific technological secondary school that had around 300 students from 7th to 12th grade, and a diverse population, multicultural and socioeconomically as well. All students studied math for 4 hours a week, and they could not choose the groups. The students were assigned to groups by their teachers based on their grades in the previous year. And the teachers were young teachers. One had 5 years of teaching experience and the other had 7 years of teaching experience, both males teaching math in high school. So we used 2 research tools. One was a learning log, which contained students' reflections. We did not ask them specifically what to write. They were asked to write 3 times during the semester whatever they thought about using Khan Academy for learning math. And we, of course, collected all that. They sent it, they used the computer, they sent it to us when we collected all their reflections. Then at the end of the year or the end of semester, depending on what group, we interviewed the students and we asked them different questions related to their learning via Khan Academy, like the ones that you have here. Please describe the learning environment. What would you add or change? How does the teacher fit in? Give examples. What have you learned about yourself as a student? And what did you like most, or what was less attractive? Analysis used both tools. To ensure trustworthiness, we used 2 tools, as I mentioned earlier. We used the log in Creswell's thematic content analysis, focusing on, can you hear me? I see that it was a little interrupted. We focused on key issues or themes. We call them main and subcategories. As you can see here in this table, we also tried to gather whatever they said and analyze it. And here we have the main categories, the subcategories, and here we have the percent frequency. So as we can see, they mainly spoke about the learning environment, 33% down here. And within the learning environment, they spoke about the learning climate and online environment versus book, less about the physical environment. The second was the student. They spoke about themselves. And then they, first of all, described their personal characteristics and behavior using Khan Academy, and then their learning strategies and cognition, awareness, as a result of using Khan Academy. Then they referred to the teacher, and within the teacher, they referred to teaching strategies and personal characteristics. The next one was the teacher and student relationship. We had a special main category for that because it was very important for us, and you will find out later why. They mainly addressed personal relationship and also a little bit about enhancing motivation. The last one was subjects and content relating to learning math, learning English, and other subjects that they would like to learn using Khan Academy. So here I will have some excerpts from their reflections, from their logs, and from their interviews relating to each main and sub category. So within learning climate, all students described it as positive, but when analyzing whatever they said, we came up with three main topics. Technology and innovation, they related to technology and innovation, they related to their personal pace of learning and ability, and also the fact that it was pleasant and enjoyable to learn via Khan Academy. So I will read, let's say, one or two. We love apps and programs, and if you incorporate technology, we'll be happy to learn because you bring something we love. It's new and different, and it makes me want to try more because it's something innovative and has advanced technology, something different. And they also said the whole process is nicer, and I simply enjoy studying with Khan. And remember, they are talking about math. I will also read this one because this is special. I don't mind listening to the explanation several times, of course, using Khan, but this would be awkward in class because then everybody would see that I was stuck or did not get something. Using Khan, right, helps students. They are free to repeat and repeat till they understand. So this is an enjoyable, positive learning climate. Also addressing online learning. And they compared, we did not ask them, but they immediately went to comparing using books to using Khan website. And they said it was about variety of materials and about feedback that they can get via Khan and they cannot get via in traditional learning using books. They allow us to look at the subject from different perspectives, whereas the book usually presents only one way, which is the same for everybody. In Khan, you have all explanations and hints, and the book has nothing. Or in Khan, you are wrong. If you are wrong, it will show you the right way to get to the solution, but the book will only show the solution. This was an added bonus for them to have all these things. and also relating to the physical environment, which allowed them to learn wherever they wanted to. It was flexible. They could use it in different places, different times, like on the phone, on the move, on the bus. And they could start in class and go on and finish the assignment at home or on the bus. I can open Khan everywhere with my phone and practice. I don't have to sit near a desk with a book. In Khan, you can do your homework anywhere because it's on your phone and the phone is always with you. And the last one, you can start doing your homework in class and then continue from the same place at home or on your phone. And the one in the middle relates to the fact that they can do their homework on the bus. They related to that as homework, okay? But it was actually not homework. It was a kind of flipped classroom, preparing them for the next thing using exercises and videos. So relating to the second main category, the student, they related to personal characteristics, focusing on that they became independent learners, more independent than traditional studying in the class, and also responsible for practicing. Relating to their cognition, they explained that it was a kind of changing the thinking and understanding, changing the mindset. I changed my thinking, developed my ability to think about problems and to solve it. It happened to me before when I didn't understand something in class, and then I understood it because of Khan Academy. Practice in Khan Academy helped me understand the material much better. And they were also aware of the fact how much they learned, how long it took them, and where they were stuck, which is very important. Also relating to learning strategies. And they said that they used Khan Academy for making up material, for repetition, if they felt that they did not understand something. And it was very personal because they could learn in their own pace. If you missed the material or weren't in class, you can reconstruct it. You can check, learn, and understand because there are many videos that explain the material. And when I do not understand the explanation, I can watch the video again, and then I can use the different hints to try to solve the different problems I get. And the pace, I can watch the explanations, you can watch explanations at your own pace, then stop and rewind and watch again. And if you didn't understand, or move forward if you did, and you covered the material. So this was very important for them. Relating to the teacher, they stressed that the teacher monitoring them while they were learning, while they were using Khan Academy, giving focused help because he knew exactly what was happening with them, what they knew, what they did, and also being flexible when the students understood or did not understand something and the teacher prepared the lesson in class, and then they came and they said, or he found out that they did not know, they had difficulties doing some exercises via Khan, he could change and he could address their difficulties and leave whatever he planned aside. He was also perceived by students as creative because of using Khan Academy, which was interesting and involving technology. And that's why they also said that the teacher was innovative. I will read, let's say, 2. If many students make mistakes in certain exercises, the teacher can change the planned lesson and review the material in class instead of teaching something new. It's good for the teacher. He can come to class and tell me that he knows what I have been struggling with, and he will show me how to strengthen my knowledge. It's also good for the student, but here they focused on the teacher. The teacher in the 21st century is in the 21st century. He is more advanced and willing to try something new. He is not stuck with the book in traditional way of teaching. This is a teacher who is renewing the methods of teaching. Okay, these are the students, right? The voice of our students. They also related to the personal characteristics of the teacher as professional and serious. He is more committed. Everything rises and falls on his work and his seriousness. You can't cheat the teacher. He isn't a sucker anymore. He knows everything and you cannot pretend you have done your homework. He knows exactly what I know and what I did. Okay, but then again, the teacher is interested in helping the students in the best way he can. Why should he use an old-fashioned, unsuccessful tool like a notebook that can't allow him anything when he has a tool which shows him everything, which means Khan Academy. Teacher-student relationship. Here you have the fact that the students felt that compared to the computer, the teacher outweighed whatever was offered to them by Khan Academy, or he was necessary completion for whatever they did on Khan Academy. The teacher was perceived by the students as irreplaceable, and they have developed a special emotional connection with the teacher while using Khan Academy. We have to have a teacher. He gives us explanations we cannot get from the computer. Sometimes you need a human being to stand and explain things to you. You cannot close your eyes and put a computer in front of you and live with that all your life. We are human beings. We need communication. It doesn't matter how much material we have in Khan Academy, how successful I will be. It is evident that sometimes I will fail because I need explanations by a human being called the teacher. The teacher cares more than the machine. There are things a computer can never do, and the teacher does fairly easily because this is his nature. He cares about me. He has something extra, empathy and feelings towards the student. He knows that sometimes he needs to make us fit him, and sometimes he knows how to fit himself to our needs. Also, they addressed a little bit enhancing motivation for learning as a result of feeling that the teacher cared. I practice more because the teacher follows me and I know he is looking and I care what he thinks of me. I invest and succeed also for the teacher, so he will see how well I have done. Okay, working for the teacher. And the teacher wanted me to succeed more than I did, so I studied. Okay, the affection you get from the teacher is important. If I failed on a test or didn't succeed in solving a problem, the computer doesn't have the intelligence to tell me that next time I will be better or show me that I have at least tried. But the teacher can calm me down, even tell me that, or my mother, that it is okay, that is not the only grade, it's not the end of the world. Okay, so enhancing motivation by that. They also related to subjects and content, and first of all, math, because they learned math using Khan Academy. And they said that they loved, which is something that you do not really expect from students to say, I love math more and it's more interesting for me, although I cannot stand math, okay? And that's because of using technology, of using Khan Academy. I understand math more, it is easier for me now, so I love math more. It seems to me that this subject is more important because they invested in creating a technological use for it. So here they say, they think because it has this website and they have invested in preparing all these videos for us, this must be important. Therefore, I should study math, and it is something that will be interesting for me. A very surprise finding, which I will address later, is learning or addressing other subjects like English, for instance. They said that, by the way, because of the videos were not translated into Hebrew, the language spoken in Israel. And all the videos that they viewed were in English. So, by the way, they had to improve their English. Because you work a lot with it, you improve your English, and even if you don't mean to do so. And they also address the fact that they would like other teachers to use Khan Academy in other subjects. Like science, Khan Academy would mainly help in science-related subjects, or maybe language arts and social sciences. It's good for verbal and subjects that need writing, like language, Bible, history, and they talked about interdisciplinary units of study. So a summary of findings, when we look at whatever they said and whatever they wrote in their logs, they first of all liked the experience using Khan, the learning environment, which was flexible and convenient. They could use Khan whenever and wherever they wanted to. And they perceived themselves as serious, responsible learners, and the teacher as more professional, innovative, and as a result, math was perceived as more interesting, even though challenging. Again, it was stressed that the teacher, even though they used Khan Academy, the teacher could not be replaced because of the special personal and human connection between the teacher and student that was strengthened using Khan Academy. So in our discussion, we will relate to these four, and also that also represent hybrid learning, personalization of learning, an expression of innovation, studying math and additional subject, and teacher-student role in Khan Academy and hybrid learning environment. Taking into consideration personalization, it appeared in all three main topics, the learner, the teacher, and learning environment. It was very important to them that it presented independent learning, and it catered for individual preferences, and it was professional and following their performance. The teacher was following their performance, which was also very personalized. The teacher could communicate with each student individually, and the environment, the location and form of learning, and using the mobile phone and was very important, and also indicated personalization of learning. Khan Academy as an expression of innovation. First of all, the use of technology, using this platform of videos and explanations and monitoring whatever the student did was very innovative to them. And also breaking the routine of traditional learning, using this as part of their learning, but in a little different way, which was refreshing for them. And the way the materials were organized was also very innovative to them, that they could watch these videos over and over again, and they would know what to do when they are stuck, and they could get hints and use relevant topics, and the teacher could give them some direction on what to do. So students perceive this technology as preferable to textbooks, and also learning using Khan Academy as very different and innovative. Studying math became motivating, challenging, and they said that love math because they succeeded, because they did not have the feeling of failure, because they could go back and watch the videos again and again, and when they were stuck, they could get some hints and they could eventually solve these problems and understand the material. So this made them understand the material better and therefore be motivated. And of course, learning, by the way, English, and maybe suggesting that other teachers would use Khan Academy in interdisciplinary learning, maybe even incorporating math, but using this in other topics as well. Most students indicated they preferred the teacher to explain things. They used the videos, but they preferred the teacher in class to make them completely understand, to make sure that they understood the material correctly. It was self-paced via the computer, but it was dynamic and mediated by the teacher, and they sometimes liked or sometimes did not like the fact that the teacher was monitoring in real time. He knew exactly what they were doing every time. Everything was recorded. This was a surprise finding because you usually get studies that say that technology enhances learning. And here it's okay, they use technology, but they still want the teacher. They saw the teacher as their intellectual partner, as the one that they could go to and that would help them be or become independent learners. And they were, the teacher was able to relate to their knowledge from the place that they were stuck and build on it. So this was very important to them. A surprise finding concerning this was that they felt, alongside the independent learning and whatever I mentioned, the definite need of a teacher to mediate and scaffold learning in the classroom. Khan Academy was great, innovative, very convenient, motivating. It was refreshing and everything that they said, but they still needed the teacher because of their emotional connection, because of the teacher's empathy, caring, the fact that he knew exactly what each student was doing and could help them was something that they felt very important, and they could not receive from online learning. So for conclusion, we say we found that Khan Academy incorporated into traditional learning, not used in class just for practice, used as these two teachers used it for practicing at home or preparing for new topics. They put the children, the students, in the forefront. They addressed the students' need, and it was incorporated into the actual learning and perceived as innovative, professional, and created motivation for students to learn math. It enabled the teachers to organize learning in a different way, which was innovative. And also the teachers, when knowing exactly what the students were doing, could prepare, could be flexible, could prepare the next lesson for the benefit of the student. So we found that the teacher was the key, as learning is not only cognitive, but also emotional. The students felt a very strong emotional connection to the teacher, and the Khan Academy, used in this way in a hybrid learning, enabled students to be active partners and the teacher responsible for learning as much as the students. Okay, so there was no difference. They were both responsible for each and every student's learning. Regarding further studies and limitations, first of all, we would like to take that study internationally, because it was a very small study with a small number of students relating to their perceptions. So one is going international for that, and the other one accompanying the qualitative results with students' grade, examining motivation, learning strategies, using questionnaires, combining qualitative and quantitative research, maybe also examining math achievements before and after using Khan Academy. And the last one, using Khan Academy, not only in math, but which we used, but also in additional studies relating to other subjects like science, English, and maybe interdisciplinary topics. Thank you very much. And here you have my details and the link to the actual article that was published last year in Computers and Education.
Thank you very much, Professor. I think that this really highlights the use of technology in teaching and learning, and basically it highlights the teacher's role. So we do need technology, but we also need the teachers to be able to deal with it.
We did not expect that. We expected, technology, this is great, we don't need the teacher.
Yes. That was really what I was expecting, and that the final findings will show that the eager for technology and the ability that it gives the students the ability to make their own role and to make their own path. It will be bigger than the need of the teacher, but they did say so. So
There's no replacement for the teacher. It's good for all of us. And we know that their role changes, but still the students need us.
Yes. We need the technology to help us, not to do our work.
Right.
Yes. So I would very interesting. And if anyone wants to ask something. No questions? Yeah, and well, I could have a question. If the use of these tools needs special teachers, because I see in your study that you only use 2 teachers, and they were really new and in teaching, and probably very keen on the use of technology, and if it was crucial for the work. Did you ever try to have an older teacher, an old school teacher that could embrace this type of technology?
First of all, I think teachers need to be acquainted with that. They don't know about, not some of them know, because we can see that millions of students use it around the world. But some teachers may not know that such a platform or website exists and what they can do with it. So first of all, there should be some workshops to help teachers incorporate Khan Academy and maybe other technological tools to be used in hybrid learning environments. Not use this or that, use them in combination to enhance traditional learning. Maybe one of the next studies could be doing this, giving some professional development program or some workshops to older teachers who are interested, and then doing this over again and looking at the results and examining and seeing whether we get different results, and also examining the teachers' perceptions and how they feel while using these technologies, which we did not do in this study.
Yes, yes, and I think it's a great technology allied with the online teaching, and I think would complete really good the learning, the process of learning, and also motivating students when they have to be at home. And it drives us to develop this kind of tools.
This was before the coronavirus.
Okay.
So yeah, but it could be used, Khan Academy, of course, and I think it was being used during the
Pandemic,
stay at home,
yeah.
and learning via Zoom. There are other ways of learning, not just via Zoom, and this could be maybe one of them. Giving students assignments, going on different websites, doing projects, and doing understanding materials on their own, and then yes. Working out some problems and so on. So this could be one option. Yeah.
Okay. Please continue with the good work. I wish you all to stay safe, and I give back to the secretary. Thank you very much.